Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Kalista Meli Agustin with student ID number 2024-32109 from class C. In this video, I will explain my machine learning practicum report using the Gaussian FE-based algorithm with the diabetes dataset from Kaggle. Okay, for the first, I imported several libraries used in this practicum, namely Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, Pilot, and Seaborn. The Pandas library is used to read and process dataset. NumPy is used for numerical operation. Matplotlib is used for data visualization, and Seaborn is used to create more attractive and easier to read visualization. Okay, next I read the diabetes dataset using the read-CSV function from Pandas. The dataset is named diabetes CSV. After the dataset is successfully loaded, the data is stored in the variable data, so it can be used for analysis and classification. Okay, next, I displayed the first 5 rows of the dataset using the data head function. The purpose is to see the dataset content, column name, and attribute used in the machine learning process. In this dataset, there are several attributes such as pregnancy, glucose, blood pressure, skin thickness, insulin, BMI, age, and outcome. Okay, next, I displayed the dataset information using data info function. From the result, it can be seen that the dataset contains 7, 6, 8 rows and 9 columns. All attributes in the dataset are numerical, so the data can be directly used in the machine learning process. And the next step is displaying descriptive statistic using data describe. This section show information such as mean, minimum value, maximum value, standard deviation, and quartile values. The statistics help us understand the data distribution in each attribute. Okay, next, I check the numerical and categorical features in the dataset. From the result, all attributes in the dataset are numerical features and there are no categorical features. Then, the encoding process was performed using label encoder. However, since the dataset does not contain categorical features, the encoding process does not change the data. Okay, next, at this stage, several visualizations were created to better understand the dataset. And then the first visualization is the data target data distribution using a count plot. The graph show the number of diabetic and non-diabetic patients. From the visualization, it can be seen that the number of non-diabetic patients is greater than diabetic patient. Okay, next, edge histogram. Visualization is an edge histogram. The histogram is used to see the distribution of patterns in the dataset. From the graph, most of the data are in the age range of around 20 to 5 to 40 years old. And then next, a correlation heat map was created to see the relationship between features in the dataset. The darker the color in the heat map, the stronger the relationship between variables. This heat map help understand the relationship between attributes before the classification process is performed. Okay, the next step is determining features and labels. The variable x is used to store all attributes except the outcome column, while the variable y is used as the label or classification target. Okay, then the dataset was divided into training data and testing data using the train test split function. The ratio used is 75% training data and 25% testing data. Training data is used to train the model, while testing data is used to evaluate the data performance. Okay, after that, I created a Gaussian Navier-based model using this sklearn library. This algorithm was chosen because it is suitable for numerical datasets such as the diabetes dataset. Okay, next, training the model. Using the fit function in this process, the model learns patterns from the training data so it can be make prediction properly. Okay, then the model was used to make prediction on both training and data and testing data using predict function. Now, calculating model accuracy. After the prediction process, the model accuracy was calculated using accuracy score from the testing result. The model achieved around 76 accuracy on both training and testing data. These results show that the Gaussian-Neffy-based model performs quite well in classifying diabetes data. Okay, next, the model was evaluated using confusion matrix and classification report. The classification report display precision revolve F1 score and support value. Precision show how accurate the model prediction are. Recall show the model's ability to identify the correct data, and F1 score is the combination of precision and recall. Meanwhile, support show the number of data intents in each class. Okay, finally, the confusion matrix for training and testing data was visualized using a heat map. This visualization helped to clearly see the number of correct and incorrect prediction made by the model. Okay, from the practicum that has been carried out, it can be concluded that the Gaussian-based algorithm can be used to classify diabetes data quite well, and in addition, pair processing, DA, model training, and model evaluation are important steps to achieve better classification performance. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.